What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we were finally able to finish up our Mark IV Toyota Supra project that we picked up for free $99 out in the woods. But because I decided to put a stock body kit on what should have been a Fast and Furious edition Supra, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get as much money out of it. And not to mention, you know, the whole underside of the vehicle being completely rusted out. That obviously doesn't help either. So, unfortunately, I do think we're going to have to kind of cut our losses on this vehicle. And we're going to go ahead and sell it for $11,450.49. Sayonara. That leaves us now with 15,000 schmackaroonies, which is probably enough money to get our next project vehicle fired up. However, I also kind of want to free up a little bit of I want to take some stress off of the game. We have 3 vehicles that are constantly sitting around the shop here, and the FPS does drop from time to time. So since we don't really ever drive this thing now after completing all of those rally races with it, I think we're also gonna sell this thing off as well, and that's gonna net us a whopping 29,000 schmackaroonies, which is very, very good, especially for what it is. You know, it's a lifted kind of hack job rat, essentially, with a Toogii in it, where we still have this pretty pristine E36 BMW M3. Got to be my favorite vehicle thus far. But we have $45,000 now, so we're going to head over here to the used car dealership, and we're going to try to get a Chevelle. I can't remember what the in-game name is for that. I want to say it's... Is it the Jason? Oh, actually, there's one right there. That's pretty convenient. Yeah, because the Jesse is the El Camino. So here we go. We've got our first Jason right here. Honestly, $7,500 isn't bad for what this is. It doesn't really have a ton of rust. We are probably going to have to do a full engine overhaul on this bad boy. But my goal with this vehicle is really just to work on like an older muscle car type thing. You know, we really haven't done that. We might have like worked on customer cars for people that have had these, but we've certainly never owned one of our own. I don't think, anyways. There's a lot of episodes now, so I could be wrong. But $7,500, we're going to go ahead and scoop that thing up. The color is horrible. I'm really not a green fan, especially because it tends to like make some sort of reflection on my glasses, so then it looks like I don't have eyeballs, which is awesome. Also, what's going on up here? I don't think that should overhang that much. We're gonna look into that. Oh, you know what if it might be a hood for what's that other vehicle, the Jesse, the El Camino. Could be. Does it start? There's the ignition right yonder. Come on, first try, easy. All right. Suspension is very bad. Also seems like it's having a hard time turning. Okay, maybe this thing's gonna take a little bit more work than I initially thought, but we'll get it pulled into the shop here, get it up on the hoist, and we'll dissect it a little bit more, see what we're really working with. I've been out of the office for a few days due to Thanksgiving. Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving as well, if that's something that you partake in. But it's crazy to me just how rusty I feel like I get after being away for, like I said, just a few days. It genuinely feels like this is my first time ever recording anything. It's a very, very odd feeling. Honestly, under here doesn't seem as bad as I expected. We've got a blown shock absorber. That's nothing too crazy. It's literally just 2 bolts, or I guess 2 nuts. Looks like the main brake line is a bit rusty, so we can replace that as well. Not that big of a deal either. And the leaf spring here, driver's side rear, needs to be replaced. Do they not have springs in the front? Is it just the shock absorber? Okay. That seems kind of weird, but... Oh, right. This old school, ladies and gents. This is old school. They've got the, I think they call them torsion bars, if I remember correctly. Those also look to be in relatively good shape as well. Got this main steering shaft, we'll call it. That looks like it needs to be replaced too. And then a wheel bearing in there. But apart from that, underside pretty clean. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the transmission mount and the drive shaft while we're under here. That way we can, you know, get the engine and transmission out of the vehicle a little bit easier once we put it down. And I'll probably end up doing all the suspension stuff later as well. I want to get the heart of the beast taken out first, and then we can kind of focus on all the little piddly stuff there after. Oh, and we got to do a quick rust repair on this sucker too. It's really not terrible, just a little bit on that front fender there, a little bit on the rocker, some on the rear quarter of the vehicle as well, but it's, dude, we got lucky. We got lucky with this one, and we have to figure out what's going on with this hood too, because I don't love the big beak that we have at the front of this. It looks like it looked like a bald eagle, man. It looked like we're gonna go fast, Ricky Bobby fast. All right, we're back up in the air. It's looking like we're probably going to have to remove these two little side exit exhaust pieces if we want to get the engine and transmission out as one complete assembly. I feel like I've tried this before. I was going to say, I know I've tried this before, but to be honest, not 100% certain. But I don't think that the dev really wants us to remove them as one unit. Let me put her back on the ground real quick. Watch, as soon as we undo like the bell housing bolts, this engine's just gonna pop right out of here. So we have two on this side. Whoops. Okay, I definitely loosened something that I didn't want to loosen. It's probably on the clutch, so it should be fine. But then we've got these two right yonder as well. And the whole thing should just pop right on out. Okay, transmission dropped. What the heck's going on? What did I forget? Fuel. Right. Like I said, it feels like this is my first ever recording today, which is just super, super weird. We've got a, got a fuel line right yonder. And now that we have that done, the whole thing just comes right out. I'm half tempted to throw it back in there to see if we could actually remove it with the transmission connected. So let's try that real quick like as well. This is just for science. Okay, it's not worth it. You know what? It's just not worth it. We've got a lot of work to do on this thing, and honestly, that would be a waste of time. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna leave it off the engine. I just loosened something internally. Oh, okay, we lucked out. We got it. I'm gonna put this over on this real quick. That way we can unfasten the clutch. Make sure this is all good. The flywheels always look a little rusty, but maybe that's okay. Okay, I'm just loosening everything. Is it just the flywheel bolts? Okay, it looks like it is. We're fine. That's sketchy, dude. Since we're doing a full teardown, I suppose it probably doesn't really matter, but let's pick this sucker back on up. We'll get it bolted into our stand here. And we'll start disassembling that whole shebang here in just a moment. It looks like whatever that is that our fuel pump? Fuel filter? That thing's seen some stuff as well. Oil filter. That's going to have to get replaced as well. But this stuff honestly seems like it's in relatively good shape, so we can probably hang on to that. I don't want to dump a ton of money into this thing, especially after what happened with our Supra project. What was going to be just a rat rod Supra that quickly spiraled into how much money could we possibly throw at this thing? You know? We don't need to do that again. We've already done that once. I think that's good enough.
Many minutes later.
You guys would not believe how long it took me just to find something so simple like this main brake line in the catalog. I had it under, like I was looking under parts for the Jason. I had to switch it to the Jesse because I know they share some parts. And actually, come to think of it, every single vehicle shares this one part. So I could have used any other vehicle. Anyways, all that to say, finally found it. So that's good. The rusty one has been removed. But I was just about to drop this thing down onto the ground so we could, you know, shimmy it on over into our little paint booth that we have over here. And I was like, man, I should have probably just left the engine in there so this wouldn't be a super long process. And then I remembered that not only is our paint mobile, we just use spray paint cans after all, but also our sandblaster, very mobile. I can just move it over here, and that's going to save us so much time. So really quick, I'm going to get all the rust off this front quarter, or front fender, and the rear quarter, and then that passenger side rocker right there. And I'm pretty sure that's all the rust on here. So once we have that done, we'll hopefully get a little bit higher dollar amount showing for this thing. So $5,300, right meow, without engine and transmission. Let's see how it's going to be after. All right, with all of that rust now removed, let's see what we're working with. Are you kidding me, dude? $8,700? Again, this is without engine or transmission. This is just a rolling shell that's now worth $8,700. That's insane. Clean state, 5 stars. Rust state, also 5 stars. Color condition, we're going to work on that. We are going to work on that here in just a moment. You know what? We all know that red means fast, right? I feel like, you know, it's December now. We're getting closer and closer to Crimbus. Maybe we go from green to red. Could be cool. I'm just going to lock that in now. But before we grab our rattle cans and start respraying this sucker, I'm going to grab our handy dandy hammer. And we're going to walk around, just make sure that there's no body damage. See, this is why we do this. Got to hammer that out just a little bit. Looks like that's good. Oh, and then hang on. That's why the hood looks so weird. It's not the Jesse hood at all. I mean, there's a possibility that the hoods are exactly the same, because I'm pretty sure that Jesse also has that little peak at the front. But anyways, turns out this front clip here and the front bumper are just, sorry, I know this is very loud. They're just so banged up that it seems like the hood doesn't match up with it anymore. Oh, and then the radiator support. Yeah, that's gonna have to get hammered out a little bit as well. Okay, fender is good. This fender also good. I mean, it seems a little weird here, but I'm sure the Bondo will probably fix that up. Let's try to get the bottom of the radiator support. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, and the frame rail even. Dude, I thought I did a pretty thorough inspection of this thing. I didn't even see that stuff. The only thing that I noticed was the hood, but this steel front bumper, oh, there's something else too, is the license plate. Cool. Okay. Well, I guess we have one of those now, which is nice. But that steel front bumper is definitely going to have to get replaced. You usually can't just bang those things out, unfortunately. I really gotta, why can't I pick that up? I really gotta stop taking vacation, dude. I know I've been doing a whole bunch of rambling today, and I'm super, super sorry about that, but it is what it is, you know? It'll help me get back in the swing of things, I'm sure. So there we go. We're going to take that off, and then let's put our wrench down, grab our screwdriver, and I'm pretty sure that that's how these, yeah, license plates are held on. So We'll get those two unfastened, put our plate right yonder, put this in our scrap pile. I guess we're just starting our scrap pile because everything else we're probably gonna end up reusing. So I'm gonna buy a new steel front bumper. I think, oh, actually we need our screwdriver one mo again, as they say. Gotta unscrew this front grille. I don't think this can be straightened out or persuaded, I guess you could say, with the hammer either. So we're gonna buy a new steel front bumper. Dude, we're even missing a headlight. We're missing the driver's side headlight. Didn't notice that until just now either. This one probably gonna need to be replaced as well. How do we even get those out? Oh, screwdriver again. Okay, so let's do, what I'm gonna grab from the store is both sets of headlights, a grill, and that steel front bumper. And then I should probably keep making my rounds with the hammer. Just real quick to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Rear body damage. Nope. Okay. Seems good. Great. So after I buy that stuff, we'll grab some bright red rattle cans. We're going to have to get a lot of clear as well. And we can respray this sucker. It's going to look so dang good. It's going to look fast. I can promise you that. It is going to look super fast. All right, I've got all of our spare paint and clear now put away, and my eyes are burning after that. I was going to make a joke and say that this thing is as bright as the sun, but it's honestly brighter. I mean, this color came out fantastic. Unfortunately, though, like halfway through, I remembered that there's a mod, I think it's called Banana Extra Parts. You can get it on Nexus Mods. I'll try to remember to put the link to it down in the description, but I totally forgot that we have that installed. So with this vehicle and the Jessie as well, there are a couple of like Chevrolet SS parts that you can add to it. I don't really care for the like front grill cover here, just because it makes the lights look really, really small. There are like these little I think they're just supposed to be covers. Yeah, here we go. I bought two of them because I was thinking that maybe these would go in the little like fog light spots in the bumper, but they don't appear to fit there. And I thought that they were supposed to just kind of go over top of these existing lights, but that doesn't really work either. So it does look a little funny, but I love having that SS badge in the middle of the grill like that. So I guess you could say that we have a SS Chevelle, kind of, at least in the front, but the Jessie has El Camino badges, but unfortunately the mod doesn't add anything for the Chevelle, or if it does, I wasn't able to find it in the parts catalog. But yeah, I'm very, very happy that we went with a nice bright red for this vehicle. I think it totally works, and it looks fast. There's no denying that now. It definitely looks fast. So after respraying all of that, what I was going to say with the grill, we're kind of running into a similar situation to what happened with our free Toyota Supra, where the vehicle's expecting to see the original grill but we've got like an aftermarket one on there. So our color condition isn't quite 5 stars. I think the only way to really fix that would be taking it into town and just letting the professionals do their thing on it. But still, 4-star color condition. I'm happy with that. Total value now $14,000, and again, that's without the transmission and an engine installed. And I am a little bit strapped for time after doing the whole respray thing. I had to do the clear, I had to get the buffer out and buff the whole thing, so there's no orange peel. It looks pretty dang good. So having said that, we're not going to do suspension or anything really underneath of the vehicle today. We're also going to hold off on the engine for the next episode as well. So I guess on that note, it's time for us to start tackling this interior. Now, I am definitely not driving all the way out to the upholstery shop. That's one of my least favorite things to do in this game because it really is such a trek. We're here. We're where this red dot is. We have to go all the way over here to this green shopping cart. That's not going to happen today. Like I said, I'm a little strapped for time. So what we're going to start doing is basically just ripping out. I guess I could grab my wrench if I could find it and just get to it. But we're going to rip out all this brown interior and replace it for the default color in the parts catalog, which I believe is just a nice black leather. But honestly, I think that's going to complement the new exterior color a lot more. And there we go, ladies and gents. This thing is really starting to look like a proper hot rod. And in the next episode, we're going to make it run like a proper hot rod as well. Having said that, that is unfortunately where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.